What if I told you that the most feared warriors in the Byzantine Empire weren't Greek, weren't Roman, weren't even Christian? They were Vikings. What if I told you that for 500 years, Norse warriors served as the personal bodyguards of Byzantine, emperors swearing oaths in Old Norse, carving runes into the Hagia Sophia, and collecting gold in the richest city on earth? What if I told you that the same Vikings who raided monasteries in England became the elite protectors of the Roman Empire? This is the story of the Varangian Guard, and it is one of history's strangest brotherhoods. They followed rivers east, the Volga, the Dnieper, the Don. They traded furs, honey and slaves for silver, silk and spices. Some found their way to Constantinople, the richest city in the world. The Byzantine Empire needed warriors, good warriors, loyal warriors. Local soldiers were unreliable. They had family, politics, and personal ambitions. But foreigners had nothing but their pay and their honor. They would fight to the death because they had nowhere else to go. The Byzantines hired Vikings, and the Vikings stayed. The Varangian Guard was founded in the late 10th century. Its members were primarily Norsemen, Swedes, Danes, Norwegians, and later Anglo-Saxons fleeing the Norman conquest. They swore an oath of absolute loyalty. They were the only armed men allowed inside the imperial palace. They guarded the emperor's bedchamber. They fought in his battles. They collected his taxes, and they were paid in gold more than any other soldiers in the empire. The Varangians were famous for their battle rage. They fought with two-handed axes that could cut a horse in half. They drank before battle. They laughed during battle. They never retreated. The emperor's enemies learned a simple rule: you cannot kill what you cannot reach. And behind the Varangian shield wall, the emperor was untouchable. Here is the hidden darkness that history books don't mention. The Vikings left their mark on Constantinople, literally, inside the Hagia Sophia, the greatest cathedral in the Christian world. Norse runes are carved into the marble balustrade. Names, fragments, graffiti left by bored guards. During endless church services, Halfdan carved these runes. Arne carved these runes. Ingibjorg wrote this. Viking tourists. 1,000 years ago, most of the carvings are simple. Names, initials, a few cryptic phrases. One reads, "These runes were carved by the man who..." The rest is worn away. We will never know what he wanted to say. The Varangian Guard survived for nearly 500 years. They outlasted emperors, plagues, and crusades. But in 1453, the Ottoman Turks breached the walls of Constantinople. The last Varangians, now mostly Anglo-Saxons and other northerners, fought alongside the last Byzantine emperor. They made their final stand at the walls. They were massacred to the last man. The emperor died fighting. The Varangians died with him. The Varangian Guard never returned, but their runes remain. Now let me ask you some questions. Number 1, why would Vikings, pagan raiders, swear loyalty to a Christian emperor? Number 2, what other historical oddities like the Varangian Guard have been forgotten? Number 3, if you were a Byzantine emperor, would you trust foreign mercenaries or your own people? And finally, what story have you been eager to see on this channel? Subscribe to History's Hidden Darkness for more stories of the strange, dark, and untold.